lot of health issues and was bedridden. And she said watching the series, she cut down on the medications and got up and started walking around. And I feel honored. It's very nice. And she wanted to know why I didn't come out earlier with my story. You know, I'm one of those guys that, you know, you get the book report in September and you got till December to do it. I wait till December. I know, and trust me, my wife harped on me for years to get this done. And because I kept notes during those first couple of years, just to sort of monitor my own progress. And it wasn't really, a book wasn't in mind at that time, but I think I didn't come out with it right away because of the fear of what was going to happen in my career. I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't know what was going to happen to me. I still, you know, I love acting. I still have a passion for it. I have more passion for it now than I've ever had in my life. So I just kept, you know, I kept it quiet. You know, and I think it's the ego, the male ego. You know, I didn't want to show that, you know, because when I was doing that show during those first 5 years, you know, I couldn't go out to a pub in New Zealand or a bar back in, I mean, there's always a guy that wants to come up and you know, Tess is, oh yeah, us guys, we're insecure. Let's get over it, guys, seriously. I mean, seriously, because I mean, I was big then, you know, I had the long hair, and I'd be at the gym, and guys would walk by and go, I can lift more than that. And they say it loud enough for me to hear. They always say it loud enough for me to hear. And you know, there was this guy in New Zealand who was the first year shooting down there. I was at my gym. He walks up to me and goes, oh, you're that American, eh? I said, yeah. Hercules, eh? I said, yeah. Oh, been to America, hated it. And I said, don't go back, we have enough assholes there already. Stuff like that happen all the time. It's just kind of funny. But I would, you know, and some guys I would just sit there and go, should I get on the microphone at the front desk at the entrance and tell people you can beat me up? If that makes you feel better, I will. I will. Because you know what? I said I'm really not half God. I used to say from the waist down I am, but usually I'm really not half God. You had a question.
So we all love your acting, and directing and producing, but
yes.
and the writing even closer.
Well, I actually wrote an episode on Hercules, and I said I'll never do this again. You know what? I do have a book, but if I do the book, I'll be banned from Hollywood forever, because I was going to do like the universal truth of Hollywood and really let people know what it's all about, and they'll never let me work again. But I think you guys see enough on the news. You kind of know what the way Hollywood is. It's a little crazy, and but yeah, you know, I've got ideas for things, but I've been busy. It's been good. I've got 6 movies that are done, waiting to come out. Half of them will be on cable, the other half are feature films. I just finished one in Texas. I started another one in Vegas in about 3 weeks, and then I got another one after Christmas, and I sold a new series to Sony Studios that we're hoping to shoot by the springtime. So I get back on TV again here on a regular basis. It's an hour dramedy. It's a lot of fun. It's called, I'm gonna give you, it's called Me Too, where I play I hate to even say this, an aging James Bond type. And I've got to train in the next big stud rookie kid. He's like 23 years old, and I find out we have so much in common. It's weird, so I start doing some of my own undercover work and find out that he's my clone. They had cloned me 25 years earlier. Hence Me Too. So it's a wonderful, wonderful pilot. And Sony's, we're pitching it to NBC right now. It looks pretty good. So, yes, sir.
I was really impressed by the episode where
Oh, that one.
Sobro disappears.
Well, I disappeared because what happened was when the strokes happened, and they wanted to keep the series going, so they had to get creative, and they did a lot of stunt casting. Bruce Campbell certainly came down to do a lot more episodes, where I would literally I could barely even get on the set. I'd get on the set and sit on a boulder or a log, and I'd say, yeah, I remember when I fought the Hydra, and they'd cut to a lot of past footage. And they'd sort of try to keep me alive in these shows, and they'd have a B story going on with Aeolus and Salmonius dressed up like women or something. You know? so yeah, Hercules. They turned me into a pig in one. They'd come up with something, and I had to voice the pig in the studio. So it was anything to sort of keep the show going until I could get back on there. And I loved, when we got near the end of the 6th season and 7th season, when we got into Celtic mythology and Norse mythology, and then I was working more full days again. But it was a road. Yes, way in the back.
How were you doing when you did Me
Meet the Spartans. I don't know if anybody saw that. It was a spoof on 300. Here's what's weird about that. I went to see 300. I was by myself. I had something going on, and I had a couple hours to kill, so I said I wanted to see it because I heard about this movie. Awesome movie. But I remember going, they got that giant pit of death in the middle of this, with nothing around. How many kids and dogs fell down that? I said, this movie is perfect for making fun of. 3 weeks later, I get a call from the directors. So the directors that did Scary Movie, Epic Movie, Date Movie. I love David Zucker's type of humor, and that's what they do. I mean, I love Naked Gun, Airplane too. And so they said, look, we're doing a spoof on 300, and I just started laughing. And we got a part that we'd like you to play the captain to Leonidas. And I said, sure. So I said, don't even send me the script. I said, I'm in. We shot for 2 months in the best time to be in New Orleans in July and August. Wasn't hot at all. And, but they made it all. They made me shave my chest and my stomach, and I said, can't I be the only? I'm already the only straight Spartan in this movie, and I be the one who's got hair too. You know? And they said no. So I don't know. I had to shave. But we had a lot. We laughed every day. They should have filmed behind the scenes because it was ridiculous. When we had to get in line, it was supposed to be 300 of us. Of course, there was like 13, and had to hold hands and skip to Gloria Gaynor's "I Will Survive." I mean, it was 20 takes before we could make sure no one was still laughing. So it was crazy. Yes, sir.
So thanks for coming to Comic-Con.
Oh, thank you. Had a good time.
For all of us big sci-fi nerds, I mean, you've done Andromeda, Hercules, Cold Conquer. Are your kids realizing, because I'm sure you get stopped all the time for autographs, are your kids realizing how much of a Huss Crazy fan?
Well, you know, it's interesting because Braden Miolas, who's now 10, when he was, by the time he could speak pretty good, 2 or 3 years old, I get stopped all the time in the grocery store when people ask for autographs and photos and shake my hand to them. And they always go, how do you know him, Daddy? You know, how do you know all these people everywhere we went? You know, no matter what city, we go to Hawaii and people stop at me and goes, you know everybody, you know? And, you know, now they're old enough and they get it. And unfortunately, I think he's created a little bit of a, you know, a drama queen bug now for the business, which I really don't want him to get into it, but he can't stop him. He's already well on his way. So, you know, it's just part of their life now. I think at one time they figured everybody was in TV. Everybody must be in TV. So, but my little girl just turned 6 the other day. She looked at me. She goes, "Daddy, it's really cool that you're famous." And I just like, okay. But she says amazing stuff. Like I say, the other day before I left, because we just for some of this like the longest time, especially for my wife to be away from them. I love to comb her hair after she takes her bath and shower and stuff. And then, so I said, let me comb your hair. And she goes, no, that's okay. I went, oh, come on, but I like doing it. She goes, Dad, that's okay, but thanks for the offer. So I don't know, it's scary. Yes? Talk loud. Talk really loud. But don't say you can't remember.
Okay, so when you got hit by the spear and the Spartans, was that fake? Because that actually really.
I hope that spear was fake. I died at the end. So, yes, it was fake. It was fake. That movie wasn't nearly as physical as Hercules ever was. So it was just fun. They took a lot of stuff out, which is too bad. You know, but they had some good fun stuff in there. But yes.
You talked about how it hurt your career. Do you feel having public acting at any point?
I think the stroke. Well, go ahead. Is it you done?
And, is there anything we can do as fans to encourage studios to cast?
Start a major writing. I mean, you know what? I've been really lucky. I'm not shot like 30 movies in the last 6 years. Unfortunately, no one sees them. But you know, I've done a lot of cable stuff for Hallmark and like. Thank you. You know, Walking Tall. We did those. We did both with Sony. We did 2 of them back to back with Sony Studios. Shot those in Texas. Another time, good time to be there. July and August. And they did really well for Sony. But unfortunately, because they came to me and started talking about making it a series. And unfortunately, Sony and MGM were going through their own divorce at that time. And this is very typical when these studios switch over and they bust up and they fight over properties. What happens is things just get blown away and they forget about it because it was like a 3-year breakup. So it was like a bad divorce when they all complained about, well, that's mine and this is mine, and that's what happened during that time. Because I'm quite sure that that would have kept on going. But you know, I've done a lot of movies. I mean, Soul Surfer. People saw that was a beautiful movie this summer. I did a movie called What If. If you haven't seen What If, I